Hey there, it's been a while. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be grateful to you.
Lee goes off on Poppy. Brooke confronts Taylor. In the CEO's office, Hope worked from the CEO's desk and informed Steffi it still seemed strange to see her there. Steffi was waiting for Brooke, but Hope told her she wasn't in the building. The way she said it hinted there was something going on, so Steffi asked whether Brooke was okay. Well, let's see, Hope said, then ticked off how Brooke and Ridge split and he was dating Taylor. So you tell me, Steffi, is she okay? Hope asked snidely. Hope told Steffi she didn't think she'd ever accepted her mother's relationship with Ridge. Which time? Steffi asked, noting they'd been on and off for decades. Couples have their issues, Hope shrugged. She mentioned Steffi and Finn as an example. Hope haughtily jabbed at Steffi over her marriage and defended Brooke. Steffi calmly emphasized that Ridge wasn't going to forgive Brooke's infidelity. She thought it was a fantastic lesson for Brooke to learn, as well as Hope. What lesson? Hope asked. Karma, Steffi answered. Steffi reminded Hope that no matter how she and Carter portrayed it, they took Forrester Creations. It was a win for the Logans, but it turned everyone's life upside down, so the win didn't come without a cost. Steffi claimed as horrible as the takeover was, the silver lining was that her parents reunited. You make it sound like Ridge was forced to be with my mother, Hope informed her. Steffi claimed she never understood it because Brooke just ever brought disruption to their life. Steffi claimed that Brooke was an addiction for her dad, but he had broken the pattern and wasn't addicted anymore. Brooke is finally out of his life once and for all, Steffi added simply. At Lee's office, Poppy queried why Lee would do a paternity test without her or Luna's knowledge or approval. Lee claimed she wanted to know for years and was worried her assumptions were right all along. Poppy claimed she didn't know what Lee was talking about. Lee said she would inform her but wanted Poppy to say she knew that Tom Starr wasn't Luna's father. Poppy believed he was, she claimed. Lee shouted that Poppy knew she was lying to disguise a scandalous fact that would shake their entire family. I'm right, aren't I? You know I'm right, Lee snapped as Poppy quivered. The paternity test doesn't lie, Penelope, Lee scoffed. Poppy informed Lee the tests were wrong earlier. Lee ranted that the results were rigged by Luna because of Poppy being a horrible parent. Tom and Bill aren't Luna's father. But I have a good suspicion who is. Lee raged. Poppy questioned what she meant. Tell me. I want you to tell me right now. Lee yelled. Lee informed Poppy that she wanted to love her, but Poppy made it impossible. She said Poppy was a bad mother and lived her life selfishly. You knew Tom wasn't Luna's father. Lee accused. She added that while she was at work becoming a doctor, Poppy was at home in her bed with her husband, Jack. Tell me the truth. Jack is Luna's father, isn't he? Admit it. Lee raged. At the Cliff House, Taylor was on a business call when Brooke entered through the door. Taylor hung up, and Brooke informed her, I'm sure you know why I'm here. Brooke assured the kids weren't home, so Taylor inquired if Brooke was there to do to her what she had done to Ridge. Brooke acknowledged she lost control and shouldn't have slapped Ridge. Brooke stated she knew this tug-of-war with Ridge was going to start the second Taylor got to town, but Taylor had denied her intentions. What hurts the most is that you stabbed me in the back to make it happen, Brooke told her. Brooke told Taylor that she vowed she didn't need a man, and wasn't there to steal Ridge, but the minute there was an opening she pounced. Taylor reminded her she thought she was dying and wanted to be with her family and had no intention of staying with Ridge. Taylor stated it was Brooke who jumped on the CEO role when her daughter and Carter took Ridge's family's firm. Brooke tried to argue, but Taylor stopped her. Taylor stated it didn't matter what she said, it was Ridge's feelings that mattered, and he was hurt and disillusioned by Brooke and her deception. So he turned to you, Brooke responded. Something you're going to have to accept, sooner or later, Taylor warned her. So I just have to accept you're with Ridge now? Brooke asked. Taylor acknowledged that she and Ridge were dating and discussing their future. Taylor stated she wasn't going to conceal it, it felt amazing being with Ridge again. Taylor said she didn't scheme to get with Ridge, and she wasn't going to apologize for it. You let him down, and for the last time it seems, Taylor finished. She told Brooke she had to depart as Ridge was expecting her. Brooke went back to the office and told Hope she had seen Taylor. I have never seen her more confident about her and Ridge. Have I lost him? Have I really lost him for good this time? Brooke wondered out loud. Brooke told Hope how she felt, that she thought she'd spend the rest of her life with Ridge and can't accept that he's with Taylor. What do I do? She cried on Hope's shoulder. Later, Brooke gazed at a picture of her and Ridge on her phone and decided to call him. At the Forrester mansion, Eric, Zend, and Ridge chatted about Steffi's strategy to get back the firm. Zend asked about Brooke, and Eric wondered how Ridge felt being apart from her. Eric knew the takeover hit a little further because of Brooke's involvement. Ridge claimed he couldn't be with a woman who did what Brooke did to him and his whole family. Zend inquired if that was why he was with Taylor now, because he could trust her and not Brooke. Eric noticed that Ridge had spent his entire adult life with Brooke and Taylor, and he knew them both so well. Ridge stated Brooke wasn't important, and they had to get behind backing Steffi and her idea. Later, Ridge had a chat with Justin, and he was informed something positive regarding his legal pursuit to get back Forrester. Taylor stepped in and told him about her talk with Brooke. They agreed they were sad Brooke was hurting, but she brought it upon herself. Ridge didn't want to talk about Brooke anymore. He stated he disliked being apart from Taylor and requested her to move into the Forrester home until they could get the beach property. Taylor consented to move in. I love you so much. I am so happy we found our way back to one another, Taylor told him. She grinned as they clasped, but over her shoulder, Ridge looked melancholy. Taylor received a work call, so she exited the room. Just then, Ridge had a call from Brooke. When he replied, she told him she had to hear his voice. How's my office? Ridge asked gruffly. Brooke claimed she didn't want to talk about Forrester. I can't stop thinking about you and us, Brooke remarked. You don't want to talk about how you put a knife in my back or screwed over my whole family? Ridge snapped. I know. I'm sorry. This isn't the end for us, you realize that, right? It's not over, Brooke told him, but Ridge hung up on her. Next week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope tells Steffi they are teaming with Daphne Rose. Daphne flirts with Carter. Jack Finnegan returns, and Lee demands answers from him. The Bold and the Beautiful preview week of January 20th, Jack vs. Lee, Bill interrogated, Daphne's incredible seduction. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of January 20th, 2025. It depicts Daphne Rose putting the moves on Carter Walton.
Liam Spencer confronts Bill Spencer as Luna Nozawa eavesdrops. Plus, Lee Finnegan demands the truth from Jack Finnegan. The Bold and the Beautiful teasers. Jack Finnegan confronted B&B teasers for the week of January 20th state that the preview footage shows Jack standing in front of Lee's desk at the hospital. Jack and Penelope Poppy Nozawa are standing next to each other while Lee demands the truth. At first, Jack feigns ignorance and believes Lee just isn't making any sense. That is when Lee demands to know if Jack is Luna's real father. With this unexpected paternity bombshell, how will it impact things for Luna? Maybe it implies that Luna won't be Bill's concern anymore. B&B spoilers. Liam Spencer's interrogation over at Bill's mansion. He will get another guest. This time, it is Liam who goes by to check on his father. Will Spencer already question Bill about working from home so frequently? Bill simply claimed he was working on a special deal, which Will worried about Luna. Now we'll obtain the knowledge that Bill was working from home a lot from Liam. So, when Liam comes to seek the truth from Bill, what will happen? It should also be noticed that the promo clip also shows Luna spying on Liam and Bill. Could Luna come forward before Liam leaves? Will Luna divert her focus from Bill and Will to Liam now? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Daphne Rose's seductive scheme The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the week of January 20th state that the preview footage also shows Daphne making her first move. At Forrester Creations, Carter adds in a hushed tone that Daphne is oh so incredible. That is when Daphne inches closer to her objective, way too close. Will Hope wind up going in and seeing the awkward moment? B&B spoilers. Week of January 20th, 2025. The preview footage also suggests that next week, Hope Logan will share some news with Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Of course, when Hope brags about signing Daphne Rose, Steffi will become even more persuaded that the plan is succeeding. Which narrative are you looking forward to witnessing the most during the week of January 20th, 2025? Is bold and beautiful Steffi fixing the problem she created, or making it worse? Thank God for bold and beautiful Steffi Forrester. Whether you love or dislike the character, you have to acknowledge that she was the only one doing anything intriguing this week. Let's analyze the highs and lows and see if we can solve the million-dollar question. What the heck is wrong with the males on this show? Steffi pleads her case. I definitely appreciated Steffi getting herself back into things at Forrester Creations. While Ridge and Eric sat about grumbling, she was all, step aside. Guys, let me handle this. Better still, she had not one but two distinct plans of attack. Getting herself rehired at the company, and having her gal pal Daphne go out to seduce Carter. I've long been a fan of Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and the scenes in which Steffi requested Carter and Hope for her job back brilliantly highlighted why. Too often on soaps, those sorts of sequences are portrayed in such a way that the audience is clued in on the character's true motives. We're left thinking, how do the others not see what's really going on? But here, the script, direction, and acting here all cooperated to make Steffi's actions appear utterly genuine, despite our knowing that they weren't. On a show not noted for its subtlety, these passages were brilliantly played. Wait, that's what friends are for. On the other side, I'm less excited about Steffi dragging Daphne into her scheme. I love Daphne, although perhaps not quite as much as our deputy editor, Charlie, who spent much of last week's column penning sonnets to the best nose in all of Paris. But doesn't it feel a little like Steffi is simply pimping out her friend? Granted, Daphne appears entirely on board with the plan, but it still feels a touch skeezy. Also, I wish they'd waited off a while before exposing her relationship to Steffi. It would have packed more of a wallop. Also, it's a touch hypocritical of Steffi to unleash the Parisian beauty on Carter and Hope, given that the entire takeover was set in motion due of Hope's perceived contempt of the brunette's marriage. I say supposed because while Hope had kissed Finn in the past, the incident which led to her firing was a misunderstanding. Steffi may have made her own predicament worse by putting Daphne into the mix, especially if the lovely lady finds herself falling for Carter and siding with #Team Cope. Dumb and Dumber. Where to begin with the madness that is the Bill/Luna storyline? It's becoming increasingly obvious that the show is going to either change history in order to cleanse Luna's name, or find some other means, perhaps a legal technicality, to release her. No matter how this plays out, however, the damage has been done where Bill Spencer is concerned. Nothing about his behaviors make any sense, and quite honestly, I see no means of changing that. Here's why. Even if it turns out that Luna didn't kill Tom and Hollis, despite our having seen her do it and her having confessed, there's just no way that Bill could have known that when he pulled the strings to have her released. And are we to suppose that he was going to keep playing this absurd game of hide-and-seek every time somebody swings by for the next couple of decades? Are we to suppose that Poppy will never visit her imprisoned daughter throughout that time? It really makes no sense on any level. Even if you use the words I hate, it's just a soap opera. The males on this show should be very grateful to the ladies in their lives, who are clearly the ones with all the brains. Although I'm still not understanding as to why Brooke or Taylor would want Ridge at this time. And God knows it's ridiculous of Taylor to be moving in with him literally days after he broke things off with her opponent. Doctor. As the Bill/Luna drama was playing out, we got the ridiculousness of Lee utilizing Tom's still-on-ice liver and a convenient vial of Luna's blood to run a paternity test. There is no reason on earth why Tom's organs would be hanging around in the lab so long after his demise. And it's not as if Amy, the lab tech, had to go searching for them and said, "Phew, you're lucky. I found them buried way in the back of this forgotten freezer." No, she just looked in the cabinet and was like, "Yup, got 'em." Why? Because they were being prepped to ship somewhere. I mean, who wants the liver of a destitute former alcoholic who was poisoned? Lee brought out what looked like the kind of DNA test you'd be able to get on Amazon and, after hurling more insults and accusations at her sister, stated she'd lied about Tom being Luna's dad. The whole week worked up to Lee demanding to know if her ex, Jack, was Luna's dad, a moment which wasn't exactly startling, given that it had been featured in the previous week's preview. I've always liked Lee, but I'm starting to worry she doesn't take her medical license very seriously. Between hiding the reportedly deceased Finn in a hotel room and doing homespun DNA testing in her office, random thoughts. I love that when Poppy rushed out of Lee's office, she snatched the box of donuts she'd given as a present. That was so deliciously petty it cracked me up. Thanks to an observation Charlie made in last week's column, I've been obsessed with how often scenes on this program are set up with everyone standing around talking. So much comfy furniture going to waste. In the real world, people sit down for chats. How much more intriguing would the Luna narrative be if they played the blossoming bond between Lee and Bill? Or even Poppy and Bill? The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Justin's incredible news revealed. Forresters regain control? The bold and the beautiful spoilers state that Ridge Forrester has received some optimistic updates from Justin Barber. So let's chat about their recent phone discussion. In the January 17th episode, Ridge was delighted at whatever off-screen Justin was saying on the other end of the line. After telling Justin that was incredible news, he urged the attorney to keep pushing as he still wanted Hope Logan and Carter Walton out of his office. It was a blink and you'll miss it moment, but that talk could end up being significant. If this B&B scene had been written differently, Ridge could have just as well received frustrating news and shouted at Justin to perform better. Instead, it's evident that Justin already has an angle he's working. One that may potentially pay off big time. Perhaps Justin has finally uncovered a loophole that could undercut Carter Walton's power and stop this LLC takeover nightmare. This could offer a clue regarding Steffi Forrester's scheme potentially ending in disaster. Maybe Steffi's strategy to utilize Daphne Rose will fail, setting the way for Justin to emerge as the Forresters' hero sooner or later. There must be some reason why Ridge now seems pleased about whatever Justin has cooked up. The Forresters are certainly paying Justin plenty of money to work things out. So let's hope he'll indeed come through for them down the line. Steffi may be a touch too cocky when it comes to her own scheme and Daphne's ability. However, Carter and Hope are equally overconfident about all their wonderful ideas. So maybe Justin will be the one to end the chaos. Whatever the case, Justin may get back in touch once he keeps pushing this angle like Ridge told him to. That could lead to even greater news depending on what Justin is able to pull off. All this business drama has to come to an end soon. So we'll bring you more predictions on what Justin does next. The bold and beautiful spoilers predict Ridge will remain leaning on Justin to repair things for the Forresters. So stay tuned. Lee confronts Poppy about Jack being Luna's father, and Ridge hangs up on Brooke when she tells him they aren't over. Today on Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke accuses Taylor of stabbing her in the back. Ridge, Phils, and Eric and Zend about Steffi's plan, and Steffi and Hope discuss about her mom and Ridge. Hope is in the Forrester office scheduling interviews for the latest task from HFDF. Steffi arrives in and they remark about how bizarre it is to have her there. Steffi thinks this is where she needs to be. She's there to visit Brooke, but she's out, so Steffi sits to wait. Hope tells her that her mom isn't okay since Ridge moved out and got back with Taylor. They start bickering about what Brooke did to Ridge. Hope defends her mom and Steffi insists her father can't forgive the betrayal. Steffi thinks this should be a lesson in karma for Brooke and Hope. The silver lining in the coup was that it got her parents back together. Hope reminds her that Ridge chose to remain with Brooke for years. Steffi has never understood his addiction and says he's finally ended the loop. Brooke enters into the Cliff house, knowing that Taylor knows why she's there. Brooke accuses her of taking advantage of Ridge and stabbing her in the back. She accuses her of pouncing on him the first chance she got. The doctor insists that she had no such plan, and this is on Brooke, who seized on the CEO post. Taylor claims Ridge is hurt and disillusioned. Brooke will just have to accept that he turned to her. The Logan isn't very accepting. Her former competitor tells her how lovely it is to be with Ridge again, and she refuses to apologize for it. At Eric's, Ridge explains to his father and Zen that Steffi was there with an intriguing plan and lets him know they are working an angle. Eric asks his kid how he's managing being without Brooke. The coup must be biting deeper for him. Ridge says everything came to a head. Zen questions if he trusts Taylor is a way he can't trust Brooke. Ridge reveals that he may have never known Brooke all along after what she did to them. But that's not what matters right now. After Eric and Zen go off, Ridge gets a call from Justin with wonderful news. Taylor shows up and hugs him, groaning. She informs him about her meeting with Brooke. He doesn't want to talk about Brooke and thinks they should chat about the beach house. Before they can relocate there, she should move in with him there. She says she'd live in an igloo with him. Their reunion was a long time coming but worth the wait. They kiss. Brooke walks to the workplace and tells Hope that she's never seen Taylor more confident. She wonders if she's actually lost Ridge for good this time. She loved him and thought they would spend the rest of their lives together, but he's treated her like she's nothing. What does she do? Hope hugs her. Brooke peeks at images of Ridge on her phone and then phones him. He asks how his office is. She doesn't want to talk about work. He alleges she placed a knife in his back. When Brooke argues this is not the end for them, he hangs up on her. In Lee's office, she tells Poppy that she's confirmed that Tom was not Luna's father. Poppy asks if Luna was behind this. Her sister says she wasn't. She's had her suspicions on who Luna's father was for years. It turns out she was right all along. Penelope maintains she doesn't know what she's talking about. Lee starts choking up and accuses her of not wanting anyone to know who she slept with since the scandal will shake their family. She prods her sister to disclose to who Luna's father actually is. She's sure she knew all along that Tom wasn't Luna's father. She accuses her of betraying her with Jack. As Lee urges her to declare that he is Luna's father, Poppy's jaw hangs open and she nods.
Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.